All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Excited to be here. Happy to have everybody. We are going to be talking about energy leadership today. We're going to be talking about energy leadership, how it can benefit you, your organization, and what we can think about when we think about energy leadership. And really, we're talking about self-awareness, emotional intelligence, a lot of these key buzzwords that we hear a lot in corporations. And this is a good thing, right? But they also think, as these qualities are like the top qualities that we want to see in our leaders, we're also hearing that they are the hardest to sort of train or get people to be aware of. How do you make someone more self-aware? So today we're going to talk about energy leadership. We're going to talk about an assessment. We will talk about how that assessment works. There's reliability data that you can look at about the assessment, but how this sort of assessment can show us how we're showing up. And so we're just going to dive right in. So happy to have you here today. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the comment section. And let's just dive into what is energy leadership. So I studied to become a master practitioner at this. I took this assessment and it opened my eyes to how I was showing up, the energy that I was showing up with when it came to my life, my work, all aspects of my life. And it was eye-opening to me. And it has really changed the way that I approach situations, people, recognizing more about how I'm showing up. And when we think about energy leadership, I just want to let you know this is an attitudinal assessment. You may be very familiar with Myers-Briggs or DISC or Hogan or Herman Brain or some of these other assessments. This is an attitudinal assessment. And the great thing about an attitudinal assessment is we can actually change our attitude. We do have control over how we're showing up and the energy that we're showing up with. So there are 7 levels of energy. We think 7 levels of energy. With level 1, that feeling lost, stuck, not really sure what to do, a lot of fear, worry, self-doubt, to level 7, absolute passion, creative genius. And we all have all these levels and we all experience these levels on a regular basis. And what's interesting when we think about this, when we're thinking about ourselves or we're thinking about work, how are we showing up to these places and these meetings and these working with our peers and working with leaders? And we actually have an average resonating level. So we have a level where we are very comfortable at. We have a level where we sit. And you probably know people in your life or people in work where they're super happy and they always seem like everything's going right for them and things feel really good and you enjoy being around them. And then you have other people at work that you avoid at all costs. Go past their office pretty quickly, not really wanting to get stuck chatting with them. Maybe they're the person that's always complaining about something, always looking for something wrong. Well, we have average resonating levels. So this index assessment is about you and your uniqueness, and it sees what you're doing on a good day, but it's also looking at, what's happening for you when you're under stress. And when we think about work, we can think about stress. Stress happens a lot. And we're thinking about our leaders and how much stress our leaders are under. They're leading teams and they have deadlines and strategy sessions and planning, and we have reviews and we have our own stuff that's going on and how much stress our leaders are under. And it's not that we're never going to be under stress. It's just how much time are we going to spend in those levels, right? How much time are we going to spend in this level with it before we can move into a better spot, a better place where we're thinking, where we're rationalized maybe, where we can come out of this stress level and start to work, show our energy at a higher place for us. So the energy level, 7 levels of energy, you have an average resonating level, and how this benefits you or your organization is the awareness that comes with knowing, how am I showing up on a good day and how am I showing up under stress? And we do this with individuals. You can do this as a 360. So we can have other people put in, they take the assessment as well. You take it, they take it, and we see where are we in line with how we're being perceived, or maybe we think we're being perceived a different way than we actually are being perceived. So the 360. And then we also have team assessments. So how are your teams coming together? What's their average resonating level of the team? And how are we working as a team? And how is that level affecting our productivity and our ability to actually move projects forward and meet deadlines and be excited about the work that we do? Forbes labeled this one of the top, 10 or 11 assessments every leader should take. So Forbes has talked about this. Like I said, we do have reliability and validity data for you to look at, but thinking about our energy levels and how they really affect who we are. I think the biggest thing for me when I took this was when I'm under stress, what happens to me. And I go to level 1. I go to this space of like, I feel fear, worry, self-doubt, a little lost. I feel like it's my fault for something that's happened. And then I move into level 2, right? Sort of this combativeness, sort of this resistance space. And then how long I was spending there depending on what the situation was. And that was a huge eye opener for me. But on a good day, on a really good day, I'm feeling really good. I average a 4, right? I'm in a 4 space. I'm in service of others. I'm feeling compassion for what I'm doing. So I have a really average, on an average day, average thing that's going on, I'm in a really good space. So that was really good to hear from myself. So you may be asking yourself the questions, well, what does energy have to do with business? Well, everything is energy. Everything we do is energy. We are energy. Money is energy. The energy in our words that we put out there has everything to do with business and your teams and what's going on and how they're showing up. So when you're thinking about your leaders or even your individual contributors and the work they have to do, the deadlines they have to meet, the things that have to happen to make the days go, planning strategy sessions, that is all energy. And the awareness of how people are showing up, how you're showing up can be very beneficial to changing our attitudes, changing our perceptions, changing the way that we're perceiving situations and people, reframing certain things. So knowing our energy, knowing that everything is energy has everything to do with business. Like I said, there's a few different things that can happen here. I know my face is in front of individual, but we're looking at awareness, improve relationships, positive and sustainable action, and the opportunities that you have with the assessment. So as an individual, how are you showing up in your life and your work and what's happening to you under stress, and creating a plan of attack, which is great about these assessments is it's not only the assessment, it's the debrief to talk about what's happening, how you're feeling, what's going on. Then we have a 360. So the 360, like I talked about, it's a full view of how you perceive things to be happening and how others perceive them to be happening, which I know we do a lot of 360s in business, really important to understand the perceptions, but I do a lot of 360s with just individuals in general, just in their life, different things that they're a part of, or just wanting, their interpersonal relationships, just to have that self-awareness of what's going on. So it works both in your personal life, your professional life, but getting that view, seeing how you're rating yourself versus other people's ratings, and then giving the feedback. So as someone who debriefs those, giving you the feedback that we're receiving and navigating these conversations and coming up with a plan for how we can go ahead and improve our self-awareness. And teams are really cool. Teams are really fun work. I am a practitioner in other types of assessments, and I love the teamwork. And the teamwork with the ELI, with the Energy Leadership Index Assessment, is really fun. Everyone gets their individual scores. We get the team scores, and thinking about that interplay. How are our teams working together? And when we're thinking about the environment that we're in right now, and we have people are hybrid, people are in the office, people are coming, people are going. There's a lot going on. The team dynamics right now are a little more to navigate than they have in the past. I was a leader. How are we bringing our teams together, looking at our combined resonating levels? How's the interplay happening? Bringing that awareness. Where are we really strong as a team and showing up? What are the frustrations? Bringing those out in the team debriefs, and then creating action plans. And they always love doing these assessments. People always love to know what they are, right? What they are on the Enneagram, or what they are on the ELI, or what's my DISC. And we like to be able to, find those similarities with other people on our team, or actually be like, oh my gosh, so different than one another. But it can really help, because what happens when we know how we're showing up, we know where we're showing up on that team. So if we're seeing a low resonating level with one team member, but the average is pretty high, we could see that maybe we're pulling the team down a little bit by our energy. And what can we be doing to change our attitudes, to change our perceptions, and how we're going to navigate these things as a team. So there's many different options when it comes to energy leadership and the assessment and what's available to do. There is so much information on my website. As I mentioned, the reliability and validity data is on there. There is so much more information about what you get with this, how this works individually, how this works professionally. Love to connect with you on what your needs are, what you're thinking about. And if you're not sure, try it on yourself. It's an assessment. It's a 90-minute debrief, which is really great. So we have 90 minutes together to really dig into what's going on with you, your unique assessment, what's happening with you. individually to really talk about things that maybe you haven't thought about, or we can explore some new areas or take accountability for where we know, yeah, we haven't been showing up well, and what can we be doing to be changing our perceptions about things, and to bringing our energy up, to recognizing that we're going to have stress, but we don't have to stay there forever, and we have choice in how we move out of stress, start to move into the mode of actually solving problems, moving forward, taking action. So all this is available. This is what energy leadership is. There is so much more information that I have, not necessarily on this live stream. We're going to keep it short and sweet. I'm so happy everybody was here today to talk about this. Please, please, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can message me if you're interested, and we can talk about this more. I will be coming back on again to talk more about energy leadership. Take a look for yourself. Go ahead and check out the reliability and validity data on my website. Google it, learn for yourself about energy leadership, but just know this is an amazing source of information when it comes to self-awareness for your leaders and people, and is a huge eye-opener that can make changes that you want to see to your organization, how people are showing up, work that's getting done, finding prioritization, being able to show up more as a team, and recognizing how we can take accountability for how that's happening or not happening in an organization to make processes, people, everything a little more aware, bring that energy up so that we can have a better outcome at the end of the day, so that we can have strong outcomes. We're reaching our strategy. We're doing what we say we're going to do, and we're going to get there like we said we're going to get there, and with the benefit of having an awareness about, like I said, the energy and how we're showing up. So anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Just a pleasure to really chat about this, and I look forward to coming back very soon. All right, get in touch with me. We'll talk soon.